Hello and welcome back to the Entrepreneur's Anchor. I'm your host, Naveen Kumar Selvaraj. Last week, we talked about the human anchor, the people who ground us. And today, I want to talk about the one person who often holds us back. Yes, that person is no prizes for guessing, it's us, specifically our ego. There is a dangerous trap that almost every founder falls into. We believe that we are the business. We tie our entire identity, our self worth, and our name to the company. We say, I am the owner. Yeah. And while that sounds really powerful and maybe cool, it is often the single biggest limiting factor to growth. Yes, because it makes every decision personal. It makes delegation almost impossible. And it creates a bottleneck that no system can fix. Yes, today we are going to break that bottleneck by making a radical identity shift in us, right? So, this is the shift. You must stop seeing the business as an extension of yourself and start seeing it as a separate living entity. Imagine your business as a child. You have given birth to it. Great. You nurtured it. Fantastic. It's your responsibility. But now, for it to grow up, for it to become an adult, it must become independent of you. Yes, it must have its own identity, its own systems, and its own life. If you insist that you are the business, you're suffocating it. Yes, you are the parent who refuses to let their child leave the house. When you shift your perspective, you stop being the king of your kingdom and you become the first servant. This episode is going to be a little bit honest. So if I'm coming across as a tiny bit harsh, please understand it comes from experience and first hand experience to that. So bear with me and hear me out. I'm certain you will see the value in it. You treat the business with respect, right? Not as a possession to be milked for your ego, but as a living system that needs to be fed, watered, and protected so it can serve everyone, your staff, your customers, and yes, even you, right? So, what is now your new role now that we have broken this? You're no longer the owner, you're no longer the supreme boss. What are you going to be called? I call it the salaried boss. Even if you own 100% of the equity, I want you to be mentally, right? I want you to mentally fire yourself as the owner and rehire yourself as the CEO. An owner feels entitled. They think, oh, this is mine. I can do what I want. They dip into the company account for personal expenses. They make decisions based on their mood. A salaried boss is different. They are responsible. They know that they have a job to do. They are accountable to the entity. They work to ensure the system functions. They build processes so the business doesn't need them in the room every minute. They hire people who are smarter than them. They take a salary, a fixed, predictable amount, rather than just looting the profits. Why? Because they want the business to grow beyond them. This removes the ego. When a staff member critiques the process, they aren't critiquing you, they are helping the entity get better. You see where I'm coming from? You are removing yourself from the equation and seeing the entity as a living being at this moment. When a customer complains, it's not a personal insult, it's data for the entity to improve. This shift is the ultimate freedom. It allows you to step back, look at the machine you built, and say, it works, it lives, and it doesn't need my ego to survive. Mind you, I'm not trying to say, oh, it's an entity on its own. Anything happens to it, it's its mess. No, you are still accountable. It's ultimately you run it the way we are talking about. The entity will grow, and eventually, by being a stakeholder and an equity owner, your equity will also grow, right? But not in the way. you were earlier thinking as the owner of the company. Great. So, here is your challenge for this week. I want you to go ahead and write a job description for yourself. Again, not as the owner of the company, but as the CEO. Or even better, call yourself general manager. No harm. You can call yourself what you want. What are your actual responsibilities? What are you actually accountable for? What are the KPIs for your role? And then ask yourself the hard question. If I were to hire someone else to do this job, would I hire me based on my performance last week? If the answer is no, then you have work to do. You need to show up not as the entitled owner, but as the high performing salaried boss that your business deserves. Believe me, the moment you do this shift, you will see a fantastic transformation. Let me put my personal experience. I had this shift recently. I immediately saw how the number of proposals that went out, the number of sales calls I did, number of closures I started doing completely transformed. And I am certain you sit and give this a thought, you will find the answer that you're looking for on how to turn around or take your business to the next level. Your business deserves a leader, not an ego. Be the boss it needs. This shift, moving from owner to salaried boss, was a huge part, as I shared, of my own unlearning process. I have documented this and a lot of things in my musings and my entire journey on my new website, navinkumaras.com. There, I share how I moved from ad hoc services to providing holistic engineering and commissioning as a service. In fact, I've also built a tool called the Wisdom AI bot to help guide your decision using ancient text. Visit navinkumaras.com to explore these tools. And in every tool, there's a feedback option. Please do share what you think of it. Or if you see that there is some scope for us to improve, definitely let us know and we'll be happy to look into it and consider it as well. If this shift relates with you, please follow or subscribe. It helps us reach more founders and entrepreneurs who are ready to get out of their own way and take it to the next level. Next week, we are going to take this new ego free identity and give it a powerful name. Wait for it. We're going to talk about the lion and the spiritual power of hope. 7 days to go. Until then, stay grounded and do your job, you new salaried boss. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.